Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving straight into one of the absolute most pivotal chapters in all of Islamic history. We're talking about the events leading up to the arrival of Imam Hussein, may Allah be pleased with him, at Karbala. Our goal here is simple, really. We want to unpack exactly what went down, who is actually there, and why this specific moment literally changed history forever. So let's just step right back in time.
Right, so to really grasp the sheer gravity of this, we need to anchor ourselves in a very specific moment, the year 61 Hijri. It's this incredibly crucial period where the foundations of the Islamic world are, still actively taking shape. And right in the middle of this year, a monumental journey is taking place.
And look, this was definitely not some comfortable, leisurely trip. We're talking about a caravan pushing through a truly harsh, unforgiving environment. I mean, just picture a vast, scorching desert, stretching out as far as the eye can see with this relentless, blazing sun just beating down. It's absolutely crucial to visualize this because it really highlights the extreme physical endurance this took. It was an incredibly arduous crossing. But who exactly was out there braving this heat?
Well, when we think about these big historical stands, we usually picture these massive, heavily armored armies marching to war, right? But that's not what this was. This caravan was led by Imam Hussein, the grandson of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And who was with him? Women, children, and a deeply loyal group of companions. Entire families were trekking through that brutal desert heat we just talked about. That fact alone completely flips how we understand the stakes here. I mean, why put families through such an immense ordeal?
It actually makes perfect sense when you look at the real motives driving them. It wasn't about power. It was entirely about truth. Imam Hussein wasn't out there chasing a political throne or leading some military conquest. Not at all. This was a deeply principled stand for truth over power. And honestly, knowing that this was a moral expedition rather than a military one explains exactly why families were right there alongside him. That unshakable pursuit of truth is what kept them moving.
Part 1. The Threshold. Arrival at the Euphrates.
So the date is the 2nd of Muharram. That seemingly endless desert track finally comes to a halt as the caravan reaches the banks of the Euphrates River. Pinning down this exact date is super important because it marks the very day the physical traveling stopped and the real historical narrative, the one we still talk about today, truly began. They've reached this incredible geographic threshold, and it's right here that a fascinating exchange happens.
Looking out over this new terrain, Imam Hussein turns and asks a really simple yet heavy question. What is the name of this place? Just imagine the absolute silence, that palpable anticipation hanging in the air as his companions process the question. The blazing sun is still out, the caravan is at a standstill, and the leader of this incredible journey just needs to know where they've landed.
And one of his companions answers him, "This land is called Karbala." Now, the very second Imam Hussein hears that specific name, everything kind of locks into place. He realizes instantly that this isn't just some random rest stop by the water. This is it. This is where their ultimate destiny is going to unfold. The name Karbala literally becomes the anchor for every single thing that happens next.
Part 2. Setting up the camp.
So, the tents go up. The women, the companions, the kids, they all start settling into this unfamiliar territory. But here's the truly profound part. They actually knew immense challenges were coming. They weren't naive about the danger of stopping at Karbala. But even knowing exactly what was looming on the horizon, their trust in Allah was just absolutely unshakable. They didn't pack up and run away. They pitched their tents, grounded themselves in their faith, and prepared for whatever was next.
Part 3, the legacy, the timeless message.
You see, this mindset completely reframes the whole event for us. Karbala wasn't merely a battlefield. If we just look at it as a physical clash of swords, we are entirely missing the point. It was a definitive, unwavering stand against oppression. It was a stand for justice. And that elevation turns Karbala from a localized historical event into this massive, timeless lesson for all of humanity. The big takeaway? Truth can never be abandoned, literally no matter the cost.
And that incredible message really boils down to 3 core pillars that we still talk about centuries later. Number 1, stand for truth. Remember what sparked this whole journey? Choosing truth over power. Number 2, stand for justice, completely rejecting oppression in every single form. And number 3, stand with faith. Just like those families pitching their tents with total trust in Allah even when the odds were terrifying. These aren't just old historical footnotes, guys. These are the core principles of the event.
So, to wrap this all up, let's look at what we've covered. This epic journey paused on the 2nd of Muharram. That patch of land, Karbala, instantly transformed into this ultimate symbol of immense sacrifice, breathtaking courage, and rock-solid faith. And at the very heart of this story is the noble example set by Imam Hussein. His conscious choice to lead his family into a scorching desert, not to grab power, but to hold the line for truth, is exactly why this remains one of the most powerful chapters in human history.
Which brings us to a question for you. When you look back at that kind of unwavering faith, that clear choice of truth over power, and the sheer courage it took to face those challenges head-on, you really have to ask yourself, how will you stand for truth in your own life? History isn't just an old story we read about. It's a mirror we hold up to ourselves today. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer on the arrival at Karbala. Keep learning, keep asking questions, and I'll catch you in the next one.